Okay, so today I'm going to be having a look at another Fractal Designs product. This is the Tesla 650 watt power supply. Are you going to be able to read this from here? The cameraman's standing really far away from me due to the lighting situation in this room, so sorry about that. It's a high efficiency 80 plus certified, silent, which means virtually inaudible 120 millimeter fan. Okay, so why don't we go around to the side. It comes with a 5-year warranty. It has 4 12-volt rails, each up to 20 amps of power. Active power factor correction. It has overcurrent and overvoltage and overpower protection. Supports ATX 12-volt B2.2, okay, as well as the older standards, full range, universal inputs, okay, extra long cables to support full tower cases. That makes sense because their case uses a bottom-mounted power supply design, so if they built a power supply that doesn't work very well in their case, that would be stupid. Extra long cables, yeah, okay. Ultra quiet 120 millimeter fan, multi-language manual, 5-year warranty. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get this open. The Tesla series is based on the award-winning Newton R2 power supply, but with fixed cables instead of modular. So the Tesla combines a higher power output with low noise level by using premium quality power supply components, can provide a user with powerful outputs while the fan is still running at low speeds. Okay, so Fractal Designs is based out of Sweden. I believe there's mention of that somewhere here. All right, so why don't we get this box open. Comes in a matte black box, and it feels kind of flimsy, but I guess it's not really going to matter because most of the time the box is not going to be subject to too much stress for a power supply. All right, so the first thing we find inside is the user's manual, which, as they mentioned, comes in a bunch of different languages, including English, French. I can't remember if that means Dutch or German. I think it means German, actually. Cameraman, I think, is wrong. But Italian, Spanish, and Swedish. All right, thank you for buying. List some basic specs. Okay, that's nice. Oh, I always like to see these little nice touches included. So it has some little Velcro cable management ties. Very nice. 4 screws for mounting the power supply. Then you've got a, oh wow, that's interesting. So I'm guessing the North American version of this is a sample, will have a North American plug, okay, but you'll have to find your own power connector. For now, piece of foam, some silica gel, don't eat that, it's bad for you. It says right on it, throw away, do not eat. I love that. That warning never gets old. It's like everything inedible with every product should come with a warning, do not eat. Like if you buy your car manual should come with like, do not eat warning. It's like, because there's a big risk that people will eat anything. Okay, so let's have a look at the unit itself. Basic specs are here, so you've got up to 600 watts of the 650 total watts for this power supply are available on the 12-volt rail. Now, it looks like they've over-spec'd it a little bit because, oh no, okay, so that's all over here. So it's 650 watts total, but they're cheating a little bit. They're including the minus 12-volt rail and the plus 5-volt rail as well. Those are not really very relevant these days. Many high quality power supplies can provide their total maximum output on the 12-volt rails. Okay, so there you've had enough time to look at that. The warranty void, if seal label is broken, is present on here. It's got a matte black finish, okay, so it's reasonably fingerprint resistant. That's always nice to see because you are going to have to touch it to install it in your case. All right, at the back you've got your standard kind of honeycomb air ventilation holes. Then you've got a power switch, power in, and then here we find a 120 millimeter fan. This fits in with their usual color scheme, which is black and white. Looks very sharp. Oh, that's weird. They've got little plugs on the fan to make it so that you can't remove it. Interesting. Okay, so in terms of connectors, let's have a look at what we got. First things first, we've got a 20 plus 4-pin power connector that uses a breakaway style cable. Very nice. It's white. It's nice to see somebody shaking this up. Everybody uses black. Why doesn't someone use white, you might ask? Well, now they do. Okay, then we've got an 8-pin power connector. And as they mentioned, this is an adequate length to install in a full tower chassis, even with a bottom mounted power supply. That's really nice to see. Okay, then we've got 2 PCI Express 6+2 connectors. Okay, just like that. These use a breakaway style and they're very clearly labeled. I like the labels on their connectors actually, that's very nice. Okay, and then delving further into the recesses of this power supply, so to speak, we have 2 Molex cables, one of which features 2 Molex and 1 floppy. and one of which features 3 Molex connectors. All right, since Molex is becoming so much less relevant these days, I don't mind seeing them cut down a little bit on that. And then for SATA, we have 2 cables, each featuring 3 SATA connectors. Oh, and this is interesting. I have never seen this before. The 2 SATA cables are actually completely different lengths. Look at that. So they've accounted for the fact that one of them is going to have to go further than the other, because whether you're using a bottom-mounted, what are you doing? Whether you're using a bottom-mounted power supply or a top-mounted power supply, you're either going to need one to go further up to the optical drives or further down to the hard drives, and they've accounted for that. Look at that. Okay, well, thank you for checking out my unboxing of the Tesla 650 watt power supply from Fractal Design.